Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Large Cuff Mini Pendant. This is the 187340. It's also two smaller sizes below this one. Let's get into the size of the fixture body itself. It's going to be independent of what it's hanging from, which are these rods. So this is coming in at 9.8 inches tall and 7.5 inches in diameter. And that's going to be the diameter of this nice piece of glass we'll talk about in a sec. Overall height, now you're talking about the distance from the bottom of that glass to the actual ceiling itself, using the rods, everything together, is 12.5 inches at its shortest, and then 57.5 inches at its longest. If you need this to be longer than 57.5, drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. Tell me what you're looking for. So give me a solid number like 77 or 86 or something like that. I'm going to take your email. I'm going to send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where it's going to come back with an answer. We do customs every day. It adds a little time and money, but it's something, it's not a big deal. Like I said, we do it all the time. Let's get into the overall height again. This is, the cool thing about this starts off at 12.5 inches overall height at its shortest. So this can be a great semi-flush. I think this would be dynamite, like coming into a foyer. It's a beautiful piece of glass on its own, just something that you should think about. That's why you'll notice this is also in our semi-flush area on our website. Okay, so Hubbardton's going to be using a system of these interconnecting rods, and it makes a beautiful, nice, clean, sleek look. It gives you the ability to customize these to the lengths that you guys need. So you're going to be getting 3 pieces of the 12, 1 of the 6, and 1 of the 3, and you use them in combinations to get this as long as you guys need. Like I said before, if you need to go beyond the 57.5, that's a custom, and just send me an email. Anyway, so how we put these together, I want to show you that really quick with the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that out for me. It's going to give you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it all goes together. It's going to show you the inside of this, which is a G9 socket we're going to talk about in a sec. How we put it together, you're going to be putting 2 towels down end to end on a counter, and you're just going to lay the parts out. So you're going to lay the part that has the socket out, and a connector, and a pipe, and a connector, and a pipe, and then you're finally going to be exiting this part right here, which is the canopy. You're going to snake the wires through each of those pieces, and then when you're done, that's when you're going to screw them all together and have a nice, clean, sleek look. The glass goes on at the very end, so you're not going to be doing anything until then with the glass. I want to show you kind of quickly, though, size-wise, for comparison, and it's a very substantial glass. Hubbardton is amazing on their glass. The whole product, this fixture, weighs less than 10 pounds, so it's only going to hang from a normal junction box, but it is a very substantial piece of glass. This is the large one. This is the medium one, so you get a chance to see what the scale is like side by side. This is a very substantial piece, a big pendant, so just keep that in mind. It's also beautifully made glass. All Hubbardton, they source their glass from the best glass makers all over the world. Not kidding when I say this is very substantial. It is not a lightweight piece of glass. It's very thick. Anyway, okay, so moving on from there, why don't we get back into that canopy really quick. 5.5 inches, going over your 4-inch J-box. Those install instructions are going to show you what the inside of this looks like. It is slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees. There's a knuckle built at the top right there that allows us to bend. If you guys are going to put it in the stairway, and this would be great in the stairway by itself, you can do that. And also for any cathedral ceiling, you're covered up to 45 degrees, so you're all set there. Let's talk about what's inside of this. It's going to be using a G9 socket, and that's a G9 socket. And get these guys to stay there. So this just clips right inside. G9 bulbs just have two little loops on the bottom. It's going to be able to accept up to a 60-watt incandescent bulb, which in this case is a halogen bulb. Okay, again, snaps right in. But a lot of you guys are going to want to be able to use an LED, and I think you should. So LED, you basically put in whatever you want, but the caveat to that is, and actually, you know what, this is pretty big, so I think you're going to be okay with this. As far on the other videos for the other cuffs, I talk about the length of the bulb, but because this cuffy part in the middle here is so big, I think you can use up to a 75-watt equivalent LED and not have any problems. Best way to find those, go on Amazon. In that search bar at the top, put in G9 LED, and up are going to pop all of these different kind of LEDs. So the ones that have the orange inside, those are phosphorus LEDs. The ones that look like corn cobs, those are cob LEDs. How funny is that? They come in different wattage equivalents. This is a 75 watt, this is probably a 60 watt, that's a 40 watt equivalent, this is a 40 watt equivalent. It's really up to you what you guys want to do. It's a dimmable fixture without any problems. Make sure you buy a dimmable bulb, especially, probably go for the biggest one you can get, like a 75 watt equivalent, and then just dim it down without a problem there. Okay, I talk about color of light all the time with these things, with LED bulbs. 2700 Kelvin, excuse me, is excuse me, a very yellow light. So that's going to be like an incandescent bulb that's been dimmed down. And that's kind of being phased out of the LED world. 3000 Kelvin is basically what most people are going to be doing now. That's the light coming down on my hands right now. So that's a nice warm light. People think this is incandescent when they come into our showroom. They have no idea this is an LED. If you see the word daylight on any of these bulbs, even in a store, just be careful, because it's not the daylight people think of as like a sunset and a nice warm light. It's not. Daylight is a very cold blue light, like a hospital waiting room, so be careful on that. And when people talk about LEDs and saying they don't like them, it's only because that's what they're thinking of. They're not thinking of this nice warm 3000 Kelvin. So those colder daylight versions are going to be 4000, 5000 Kelvin in the LED world. 3000 Kelvin is what you guys really should be looking for, and probably a 75 watt equivalent. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I'll walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.